Well, hey everybody. Nice to be back in your company again. It's been a little bit. I apologize for that, but I have a good reason for sharing a story with you right now, and it's one that I have told a few times, but I want to share it with you. The reason I want to tell this story is because this week American Rust Season 2 has dropped on Amazon, and I have a nice little role in the show in about 4 episodes. But it gave me a chance to work on a project with Jeff Daniels again. And Jeff Daniels and I have a little bit of a history, and that is the story.
Beautiful traveler, superfluous adventurer, turn the page, it's a new day in our story.
In 2001, I was working on a feature film called Gods and Generals, which was a 400-hour epic of the Civil War. At least the director's cut felt that long. I was a member of the 20th Maine Regiment of Volunteers. I played Major Charles Gilmore of the 20th Maine. And the 20th Maine was the Maine Union contingent that the film follows. And the 20th Maine was composed of myself, Jeff Daniels, C. Thomas Howell, Matt Lesher, Kevin Conway, and the director, Ron Maxwell, his son, whose name, forgive me, I can't recall at the moment. But we were the core group, and we got to hang out together for a couple of months making this film. Late in shooting, Ted Turner was coming into town one night to take all the lead actors out for dinner. And that day, the 20th Maine had been shooting outside in the cold and the rain and the mud and in all of the wool that we had to wear, and it was a miserable damn day. And we were not working the next day. So since I was not a lead actor, Matt Lesher was not a lead actor, we were not invited to this dinner with Ted Turner. So Matt and I decided we were going to go downstairs to the hotel bar and just have a couple of glasses of scotch and shoot the shit, which we did. And then we had another scotch. And I think it was the 4th glass of scotch. We both felt hands on our shoulders, and it was Jeff Daniels. And he said, hey guys, look, I was talking to Ron, the director, about what we shot today, and I didn't like it, and I want to reshoot it tomorrow, so we're going to be picked up at 4 a.m. So we weren't working, and now we are. And pickups at 4 a.m., and I'm drunk. So I go upstairs, and I eliminate as much of the alcohol as I can, and I go to bed, and I wake up at 3:30 so I can shave my head so they can apply this Andy Gibb-sized wig that I had to wear as Major Charles Gilmore. And then, and we go downstairs and we meet and we get in the van and off we go. And it's 45 minutes around these windy roads to get out to set, and I am still drunk and hungover a little bit. So I just pull my cap down over my eyes and I lean against the window, and I'm just going to take a nap. And that's when, from the front seat of the van, Tommy Howell turns around and says, oh, Keith, we need your help with a practical joke. And without lifting my hat, I said, what? And he said, so look, and I'm not going to name the actor, but he said, this actor is like really conservative. He's like to the right of Reagan. And we told him that you were gay and that you have a crush on him. Now, I hadn't come out to the 20th Maine because it never came up. Now, I have been out on set since 1993. I never hide it. There's no point. I don't care. I've had people I love come to set and visit. I am openly gay, but it had never come up. And Tommy was asking me now at lunch to go and sit next to this actor and sort of make eyes at him and sit a little too close. And I said, I don't know, Tommy. And he said, no, please, come on, you have to. I said, all right, I'll think about it. And I just fell asleep. We get to set, we get into wardrobe, makeup, hair, and I go to the honey wagon and I fall asleep. And they don't use it. 6 hours later, knock on the door, Keith, lunch. All right. So off I go, grab my tray, as I have done every day on set for the 2 months prior. and load up, and I am headed to my group, which is over here, the Union soldiers. And over here are all the Confederate soldiers, with the actor in question, and Jeremy London, and I don't think Bobby Duvall ever sat at lunch with them, and a number of other people. And as I said every day, I said hi to them. Hey guys, how you doing? And the actor in question looks at me and says, "Hi, Keith." And every other person at his table looks at me the same way. And I thought, shit, it's out. They're already talking about it. So I went back to the table and I said, guys, look, I can't do this. All right, I am gay, and I would feel really weird being gay, pretending not to be gay, pretending to be gay. And they said, "Oh, Keith, no, look, we're so sorry. Just forget all about it. We're so sorry. We didn't know." So we let it go. We let it go. And that next weekend, my boyfriend at the time, Jeffrey, who's now my husband, was coming to visit. And so I went to the members of the 20th Maine and I said, "Hey guys, look, Jeff's coming into town. Do any of you guys want to go to grab a bite to eat or something?" And Jeff Daniels and Matt Lesher said yes. Now you must understand, Jeff Daniels doesn't really do that, especially at this time, which was shortly after Dumb and Dumber, and he was so tired of the attention that he got for a couple of specific scenes in that film. So this was an unusual thing, and I didn't appreciate it at the time. So I found us a restaurant nearby, an Indian restaurant, and off we go. Me in the driver's seat of my Honda Accord, Jeffrey, my husband, in the passenger seat, and in the back seat, Matt Lesher and Jeff Daniels. And for the first 10 minutes, everything's fine. There's a little bit chatting a little bit. Jeffrey compliments Jeff Daniels on a George Washington miniseries that he did.
General Washington, Colonel Raoul Sword.
Send it to Congress.
They have a nice exchange about that, and then it starts to get quiet because we're not there yet. And at about 20 minutes into this drive, I realized as a road sign passes us, we're still another 20 minutes away. And it is deathly quiet in that car and growing increasingly awkward and uncomfortable. And I said, "Do you guys want to keep going, or do you want to turn around and go back? It's 20 minutes either way."
What can you be thinking?
So we kept going. Quiet, awkward, so uncomfortable. We got to the restaurant and we ordered our dinner and we sat there waiting in dead silence. It was awful. And then the food came. And now I must tell you, the rest of this I don't remember firsthand. I don't. About 15 years ago, Jeffrey, my husband, told me this happened. I had erased it from my mind. So this is Jeffrey's account that I'm about to relate to you. Apparently, out of nowhere, I blurted, "I have a pseudosexual fascination with cetaceans, whales and dolphins," which caused Jeff Daniels, who had just lifted a fork of tuna vindaloo to his mouth, to freeze and say, "What?" And apparently then I explained, as I would, because this is true, that I had had a series of lucid dreams in my 20s wherein I was a whale. I could feel the size of my body, the motion of my tail as it propelled me forward and the water rushed past my body. And I had a penis the size of a school bus. And then I apparently explained the dream in which I was a dolphin engaging in genital beak propulsion. Now, if you do not know what this is, genital beak propulsion is when two dolphins will swim side by side, and then the one on one side, it'll slow down and it'll turn upside down and go underneath the dolphin above, and it will insert its snout into the genital slit of the dolphin above, and then the dolphin above will stop swimming, and the dolphin below will swim for them both, propelling the one above forward. And apparently, apparently the rest of the night went well. I don't remember. But Jeff says that for him, it was like he had a front row seat to a sitcom starring Jeff Daniels, Matt Lesher, and myself. It is one of his most enduring memories, and one that I can't tap into. So, I've always wondered if Jeff Daniels remembered this, if he thought this is the reason I don't hang out with regional actors. This is the reason I don't do this. I always wondered. So when I got to work on American Rust, I didn't have any scenes with him, but I thought, I've got to at least say hi. So I arranged to hang out one night after shooting, and I arranged to meet Jeff Daniels on his way back from set. So he gets out of the van and he sees me and he goes, "Keith Flippin." So we worked together on Gods and Generals, like, what was that, 23 years ago? Wow, hard to believe. And we had a really nice conversation, kind of catching up and talking about what's happened in our lives since. And then as it was wrapping up, I said, look, I just have to ask you a question. Do you remember a dinner? And I explained it the way I've just explained it to you. And he said, I went to dinner? I don't do that. I said, yeah, I know. I figured maybe you felt a little bad about the practical joke thing, but he said, what did Lesher say? I said, I don't know. I think I had a conversation with Matt on Facebook years ago, and he said he didn't recall it either. But he didn't remember. And I said, well, you know what? I am simultaneously disappointed and relieved. So I got closure on it. So there you go. That is the whale sex story in all of its glory. So American Rust Season 2 is on Amazon Prime now. And you can catch me in episode 1, 2, 6, and 8. Good show, very adult show. Don't watch it with your kids, but do watch it because I think it's really well written and really well acted. See you next time.
Everyone's got a tale, changing scripts, wins and fails. What we've learned, what we've lost, all become the sum of us. Beautiful traveler, superfluous adventurer. Turn the page, it's a new day in our story. In our story. Whoa, 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 whoa. In our story.